Okay, as I said earlier, if you don't have one, please get a pen and paper. I'm going to be giving you some certain information today that will help you with as far as tools to help you build your business. For those that are on the call for the very first time, hi, my name is Dale Franklin. I do this call every Monday. In fact, somebody named it Mondays with Dale a while back, and it kind of stuck. This obviously is a call for people that are either affiliates in My Daily Choice or thinking about becoming affiliates in My Daily Choice. And the reason we primarily have this call every week is because I want you to have basically a place where you can come to learn each week. We always try to do an interview each week with a leader, so you can hear a different perspective on different people that are building this business. But it's also about camaraderie, about bringing us all together as one family, so we get to see names and get to feel like we know each other. I'm going to give you information on how to contact me. So if you have questions where you can't get things resolved from your end, feel free to reach out to me and I will help you one way or another. Sometimes I can answer a question for you. Normally I'll show you where the answer is. Oops, excuse me one sec. I'll show you where the answer is, because I always believe it's better to show somebody how to get the information rather than just give them the information. So if they run into it with somebody else, they'll know what to do. So again, this is all about bringing us all together, and it's about communication. When you build a business like this, it's all about communication. It's all about staying up to date on what's going on and being able to learn from other people and just that communication that you need so desperately to answer questions and keep you up to date. Speaking of communication, a few things. If you are new to this and haven't done it yet, you should download WhatsApp, which obviously is very popular in the African market, Telegram, which is also very important because that's how our corporate office reaches out to everybody. So you want that. And I'll show you something in a minute on a fairly easy way to get into all of this. Obviously, Zoom, which you're on right now, but if you have friends that you want to build this business with, make sure they understand Zoom and aren't afraid of it, so that you can help build, especially now with the pandemic. And Facebook, you want to be part of Facebook because we have a lot of groups on Facebook, and of course, corporate has its own Facebook page. So you want to be part of that. And you certainly want to have YouTube accessible, because a lot of our training is on YouTube. At this point in time, I usually like to give people my personal phone number for WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever you want to use. It's 1-802-343-9075. That's again 1-802-343-9075. So feel free to reach out to me on WhatsApp, Telegram, whatever way you want to. Also, my Facebook is, of course, facebook.com/DaleFranklin.378. DaleFranklin.378. So there's two ways that you can get a hold of me. Feel free to friend me on Facebook. I look at Facebook quite often, so if you have a message to me, I'll certainly see it. The next thing I would like to show you, I'm going to pull up on the screen real quick, is some of the things we just talked about. I'm going to show you an easy way to get to them, and then I'm going to show you a new tool we have. This is Barb Dezette, is a friend of mine and one of my affiliates, works with me on social media. She's also an expert at building websites and such. She created this for me a while back. Now this is handy for you guys in a few ways. Obviously there's places here where you can come and there's one of Chris Bailey's opportunity presentations. You could download that and show it to people. There's Opportunity Blog, which again has opportunity presentation from Chris. It has new affiliate orientation, which I believe everybody should be doing within 72 hours of signing somebody up. They should be taking them to the back office and familiarizing them with everything that's back there, so they know how to build a business just because of everything that they have access to. I love doing these orientations because I love to watch how overwhelmed people start off with, and then how it kind of clicks in their head that everything's organized in a way. that they can build and they have all the tools they need right at their fingertips. Also have an opportunity presentation by Lennon and Connie. They do a great job. So this is just some of the stuff there. If you want to know a little bit more about me, there's a Who is Dale, just tells a little bit about my history. But the thing I want to point out the most is connections. This is what I think is the value of this is everything you need to get somebody hooked up is right here. If they want to subscribe to me, they can subscribe right here. If they want to get on Telegram, not only can they connect on Telegram, but they can come over here. They can click on the Telegram application and get connected. Same thing with WhatsApp. There's a WhatsApp install, and you can start chatting with me. Follow Dale Franklin on Facebook. There's another easy way to do that. Here's some really valuable things. Join these Facebook groups. The Win Network, which again is the team. You're going to be listening to Chris Robinson today. This is basically his team, okay? And so there's so much information there. So many different things that you can go and learn from, other people's experiences, everything you could think of to help. And then right below that is the Win Testimonials. You have people that ask how our products work. Do they work in certain conditions? If you go on testimonials, odds are you're going to find somebody who's doing a testimonial that's going to address what you are looking for. If you can't, if you just go on Google and Google whatever it is, say you're looking for somebody asked you something about arthritis, you could just Google CBD oil and arthritis, and there's over 9,000 articles on Google about CBD oil, not to mention all the other products that we sell. And then Team We is part of Chris Bailey's team. Chris is on this call today, another Chris, and he's most of his team is out of Washington and Maryland, but he has always dreamed of living his life in Florida. So he recently moved to Fort Lauderdale. So this business is allowing him to live his dream, and so he's stationed out there. But Team We, again, great resource. You can follow the corporate office on My Daily Choice just by clicking here. You can get hooked up with the My Daily Choice Facebook page and follow what they're doing and be kept up to date there. Subscribe on YouTube. I just want to go over this real quick and show you one tool that we have. I got this set of videos. This is the library of all the Monday calls I've had. Now, the great thing about it, it's not, trust me, it's not about listening to me yammer on. It's about the people that I've been fortunate enough to have on here, the trainings that we've been able to do, the product trainings, the trainings on the back office, on proper ways to do an opportunity presentation. There's just so much here, and so many great leaders. Cyrus Mathu, which is the regional manager for most of Africa now. He's been on here. Adrian Peters from South Africa. Jermaine Johnson, phenomenal speaker. Chris Bailey, phenomenal speaker. I could just go on and on and on. More back office training. There's a lot of value here, but what I want to talk about today is a tool that I have just created, and I hope you guys all grab this with both hands, okay? I'm going to click up on the most recent Chris Bailey opportunity presentation he did in June.
A lot of them
have
CBD in.
I'm going to pause it. If you look down here at the bottom and you see, well, first of all, you can see here that there's something being said in the scroll down at the bottom. Okay, I believe that one's in Russian, but I'll close that for now. Okay, if you get this, Chris is doing it in English. So if you're dealing with English speaking people, then you're all set. Everything is right here, and you can show it to them. If you are speaking to somebody in another language, well, you come up here, you click on closed caption, and then you go over here to settings. Okay, you got to remember settings. Go up to subtitles, and right now we have this presentation in Russian, Spanish, Swahili, Ukrainian, and of course English. So being maybe you from Africa, maybe you want to see it in Swahili. So there, we've got it in Swahili. As he speaks,
it, but then they
it's
have,
going
you know,
to,
unhealthy carriers in
it's
it
going to
as
follow
well.
along
Where our product
and do subtitles at the bottom that are going to mimic his speaking. Now, you might wonder, okay, why are we doing it this way rather than just showing a program with just the subtitles? You know, even though they may not be able to understand Chris or whoever we have on here, they may not be able to understand his language. They can feel his passion. They can feel his excitement about this business. So somebody's gonna be listening to this and they're gonna feel his presence, and yet they're gonna be able to see it in their language. The next step we're going to have on this program, this is a program I paid several $1,000s to do, and I pay over a year's time of doing this is going to cost me several more thousand. This is my gift to my team. Okay, this is something I want you guys to all realize is for you to use when you want it. We're about to. I've also got a back office training that we've just done in several languages, which will be going in here probably within the next few days. The next step on the opportunity presentation is going to be, if you look in our back office, you see that we have the slideshows in multiple languages. So as soon as I can as soon as our company can figure out exactly how to do this, they're working on it right now, you're going to have basically the slideshow in, say, Ukrainian with the subtitles running along the bottom of what Chris is saying in Ukrainian, and you'll still have Chris's voice overlaid over the whole thing, telling in English. So again, this is I think this is going to be a major change for our company, for our team. It's going to give us some inroads in the countries well ahead of most everybody else. I know it's going to give us an advantage over other network marketing companies. I actually think it's going to give us a little bit of an advantage over the people in the other leaders in our company. So I think that this is something that you guys should really take seriously. So all you have to do is go to dalefranklin.net, you know, and then follow your way through connections down to the YouTube video, pick out Chris's video, and then just go up here to closed caption, pick the closed caption if it isn't already active. And because you might find it just like that. You just got to click closed caption to see this, and then just go to settings. Go up to settings, subtitles, and pick the language you want. Now, with us growing in Europe, I mean, Spanish is going to be great. With us growing in South America, the Spanish is going to help. We're opening Ukraine right now. Russia is actually just a short while away. So if you've got people you know about that are in these areas, start building the relationships now. Okay, so that and let this program help you. So let me get out of this. Let's see, stop share right there. So I hope you guys see the value in that. I'm super excited about it. I think that I personally don't think I could have given you guys anything of more value than that from my standpoint. I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. I don't have a problem with that. But I was looking for something that could give you a tool to give you an edge, and I think this is it. So certainly feel free to use it. Okay. The next, real quick, talking about meetings, you see I put up in the message board over here to the side. I also, we haven't usually talked about it, but you can, if the people in Africa want to be tied into our Win Network training that we have, well, it's in our country, it's every Monday night at 9 o'clock. For you guys, it would be Tuesday a.m., 4 a.m. I realize that's early to get up, but I've also learned that a lot of Africans, I don't know when you sleep because you're up around the clock. So if that's something you want to do, that we have access to that, and we can give you that same address for Chris Bailey and Lennon Ledbetter's call on, which will be the following morning at the same time. So keep that in mind. I just, as you saw, I moved this call 1 hour later because we were overlapping with Adrian's call, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to be able to go see his, and if he wanted to come see mine, I wanted to be able to do that too. So I see he's on here. Hi, Adrian. So again, Adrian has calls an hour before this. I believe it's 6 days a week. I know it's at least 5, but so you got those calls. You've got this call every Monday. You can schedule 3-way calls with any of the leaders to help you build your business. You can schedule a Zoom call, whether it's a just three of us or a whole group of us, your launch party, whatever you want to do. We have the ability to work with you and make sure that you have everything you could possibly have for success. So just keep that in mind. Think about the fact how many people you have that are in your corner with this kind of a business to help you succeed. If you're in other businesses, I don't think you have that. But in our type of business, there are an awful lot of people out there that want you to succeed. Your success is their success. So keep that in mind. A couple other things, just remember that we have a monthly Super Saturday Zoom call. It's usually the first Saturday of the month. It's 90 minutes, about 90 minutes long. We stick pretty close to that. Usually there's 4 or 5 people speaking. So what I love about it is, if you listen to one person speak for an hour or so, you start to drone on, like you're probably starting with me right now. But the bottom line is, when you have 4 or 5 different personalities, 4 or 5 different ways of speaking, it keeps it lively, it keeps it informative. And so everybody who's been to our Super Saturdays have said that they really are impressed by them. So keep that in mind. And then, of course, just to mention our annual international convention is coming up October 21st through 23rd. It's sold out. You can't go to it, but they are selling open access to it, so you will be able to watch it on a Zoom or some sort of a media, so you can watch it live. So that's that. Now comes the part I love. I stop talking and let you listen to somebody that's really interesting. Today we have Chris Robinson. If any of you are familiar with him, he's a super affiliate in their company. He was the first affiliate in the company. Great friends with the owner of My Daily Choice. He's well-rounded. He's a rancher. He has owned a trucking company. He owns a construction company. I always get kicked out of it. He portrays himself as he likes to portray himself as a country boy, but this is one of the smartest guys I know. He's a strategic thinker. He's a doer. He doesn't just think about it. Once he comes up with a plan, he does it. He has a nickname of the Cannabis Cowboy, which he has earned from all the work he's done with our business. And I've known him for about 10 years. I consider him a good friend and a business mentor. Chris, are you there?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Welcome to the call.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, Dale. It's good to be here. I like that. I like that YouTube translation. That's hot, man. I like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I can't wait for you guys to all try it. I've been working at Ukraine already with some good response. And I just think that's going to open some doors for us that we weren't able to open before.
I agree.
As you know, I try to make this kind of an interview, but kind of low key. It's more of a conversation. I just try to get the ball rolling with some questions, and then you feel free to just speak about it as you feel fit. You can, if you want to add different topics that I haven't brought up, feel free to do it. In other words, this is just kind of an open-ended conversation. Okay.
Sure. Let's do it.
So the first thing, we always do this with all my people, and I know you've been on here before. Just bring us, for the people that are on here for the first time or haven't heard you speak before, kind of bring us up to date on your network marketing history. Just give us the high points of how you started and how you transitioned to My Daily Choice and where you are now.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, well, first of all, welcome everybody to Monday with Dale. I like this call. It's low key, it's casual, and there's a ton of information on the ones that I've seen that people get. So welcome to the call. And as Dale said, my name's Chris Robinson. I got started, the question was my network marketing experience, and I got started in network marketing about 13, 14 years ago. It's been a while now. And it was crazy because I always stayed away from network marketing. There was a stigma in it for me. I wanted nothing to do with it. I actually grew up in an Amway house, And, you know, a guy would show up every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock for my whole childhood, and the kids would have to go in their bedrooms, and he'd set up a whiteboard in the living room, and my mom would be mad that none of her friends showed up, or there would be sometimes there was people there, a lot of times there wasn't. And it just looked like a struggle to me. And I always called it, you know, like everybody else, I was ignorant. I called it one of those pyramid deals. And I just never had the desire. I actually had the opposite. I had anti-desire to be in network marketing. And, you know, when I was 20 years old, I started a construction company, and that company grew into a pretty big, successful company. And I don't know if y'all remember, but it's kind of like it is now, but not quite yet. But fuel hit $5 a gallon for the first time in my lifetime and everybody's lifetime that's on this call. And I got introduced to a fuel additive product, actually, and I had a massive fuel bill between my semi trucks and everything. And I started using the product and realized that it worked, and it saved me literally tens of thousands of dollars a month. And so I'm like, man, maybe I can get excited about this pyramid thing, and I'm going to try one out. And I got excited about it. And really, that's all that has to happen for anybody. You just got to get excited about it. I got excited about it. I started telling everybody I know. I'll actually dive in deep here a little bit. And I don't tell this story very often, maybe only once or twice I've told this story. But my first day in network marketing, I got so excited that I had a 2-hour drive home. They didn't have a website when the company was not even in existence really yet. It was a pre-launch company. I had to drive 2.5 hours from my house. I live in Southeast Idaho. I had to drive to Salt Lake City, Utah. I met the owners. I signed up. I got so excited that I started calling all my friends and family and employees and everybody I could think of to come over to my house. I asked them, you know, what do I do now? They said, get everybody you know over to your house, tell them all about it. I'm like, well, I can do that. So that's what I started doing. And I got about halfway home, and I was actually riding with my sponsor that sponsored me into the business. And I said, well, now I got everybody coming over. What do you want me to do now? He says, well, call them back and tell them to bring people too. Okay, I can do that. So I started calling everybody. I said, bring this person, bring that person. I kind of started doing the whole social mapping via phone call type of deal. And I'll never forget, I got like 10 minutes away from my house, and my wife called me, and she says, Chris, what are you doing? I said, I'm coming home. I got to show you something. She says, yeah, that's what everybody else is saying here too. You got to show them something. She said, there's 200 people in our living room. What do you want me to do with them? And so we better mute. So there we go. And so I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So I get home, and as I walk in the door, I realize I don't know what the hell I'm doing. There's 200 people in my house, and I have to give my first presentation. And I've never spoken in front of 5 people in my life. And now literally everybody I know that I love and trust that lives in my area is at my house. And I did a 3-minute presentation, and everybody signed up, and that was the deal sealer for me. That's when I realized how powerful network marketing can be. I actually, to be honest with you, the comp plan sucked. It was like $900 to get started. And I signed up hundreds of people, and I think I made about $2,400 or something. And I'm like, well, we can build from this. If it had been this company, that would have been a 5-figure night for sure. But anyways, and so I just got excited, and I share that story with everybody on my start to impress upon you. You got to be excited. I mean, if you're not excited about this business, you need to figure out a reason to get excited about it and go build it. Because I'll be flat honest with you, if you're not excited about it, you're probably in the wrong business. You got to be excited and have passion about what we have here at My Daily Choice. And if you could really just wrap your head around the fact that, one, we have a compensation plan that pays out more than any other compensation plan that I've ever seen. And I've looked at thousands of them. 2, we have a house of brands that is limitless, you know, and 3, our products work. Josh and Jenna and our whole corporate staff are so picky about the types of products that they bring in, from the purity of the ingredients to, I mean, most of our stuff, as you see, is organic and non-GMO and all these things that really the whole world trend has come to be as healthy as possible. that you literally have your hands on products that can change people's lives, people you love. But they need to know you have these products, and you have to do a good enough job letting them know what you have so that you can help them. I'll share a story with you. This just happened to me 2 weeks ago. A friend of mine that I haven't even been in contact with probably in 18 years since high school called me up. I was actually on our 420 sale, so this was 3 months ago. He called me up because I don't post products on Facebook hardly ever. And it was our 420 sale, and I shared a thing that corporate put out, and he's seen my CBD thing, and he sends me a message, Chris, I need your phone number now. And I'm like, wow, I haven't heard that from Eddie forever. So then this was a wake-up call for me, because I don't post on social media a lot, but I sent him my phone number. It's 11 o'clock at night, the night of 420. So of course I'm still up doing sales and things. And he calls me and he says, dude, let me tell you what just happened to me today. I said, what? He said, I just got home with my dad from the hospital. They gave him, I can't say what happened because it's not compliant, but he was terminal and they gave him 4 months to live. And he says, will your stuff help with my dad's problem? I says, look, dude, I'm not going to tell you we can fix that. What I can tell you is it'll make you more comfortable and it's not going to hurt to try it. And so go give it a whirl. And we have a money back guarantee. So what we got online, we ordered him some product. He called me back. I ordered him 2 cinnamon 1500s, and they shipped them to his house. And it took him a week to get his dad to even try it because his dad thought it was marijuana. But he finally got his dad to try it. And a month after that, he was supposed to go into the doctor to get a pump installed into his lungs so he could start pumping all the fluid out of his dad's lungs. And he goes to the doctor to get this pump put in, and the doctor says, I don't know what the hell's going on, but you don't need this pump. What are you doing? He told the doctor, I've been taking CBD my son found from his friend. 2 weeks ago, he called me back and says, Dad's not terminal anymore. He's doing way better and he's on the rebound. Now, I don't know if it was just the CBD or what, but I believe in this product enough that I believe it had a lot to do with helping him. Now, had I not been excited that day and posted something that he was looking for on the internet, it was just that small window of time. He was up late worrying about his dad, and I happened to post. I mean, that literally could have saved his dad's life. So my point is, you got to stay excited every day about the business and know what you have your hands on. You have to know. And there's nobody on this planet that could call me and tell me CBD doesn't work and win the argument because I know too much. And maybe that's what some of you need. Maybe you need to educate yourselves on what exactly the product does. And I know I've already off the subject, Dale, but you said to roll, and it's kind of on my heart to talk about how effective our products are. I want to share another story with you. I was in Dallas, Texas, doing a road show about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was 2019. It was 2 years ago. Wow, that went fast since we did road shows. That pandemic shut us all down. And after we do road shows, there'd always be a bunch of people that wanted photos, so people line up for photo ops and whatnot. And I'll never forget Dallas because I was standing in front and I was getting my picture taken with some people, and I seen down the line about 10 or 12 people, a gentleman sitting in a wheelchair. And he had Army veteran hat on. And I'm a big patriot. I love our military. I stand with them. I just appreciate those guys here in America. And I noticed that he was in a wheelchair. And so I said, hold on, everybody. Can we let him come to the front of the line and let him get out of here so we don't have to sit around and wait all day? Everybody, of course, said, yeah, that's fine. So we come up and I said, I'm not doing a picture until you tell me your story. He said, well, here's my story. I was in Iraq, and I believe he told me it was about 4 years prior to when he was here. And his Humvee got blown up by a IUD, and it took both his legs off above his knee. And he says, I'm not even affiliated in this company. I just seen an email go out that there was a show here, and I wanted to come meet you guys because for 4 years, I had a button in my hand that was a morphine drip that I'd have to push anywhere from 3 to 10 times a day. He said, I started using your product 6 months ago, and in the last 4 months, I haven't had the morphine with me at all. So I just wanted to come here and tell you all thank you.
Wow.
And this is in front of a whole room of people. So I'm going, oh man, I wish I'd have known that. I'd come on stage during the event. But anyways, it's just stories like that is what keeps me going. I mean, yeah, I make good money. I've made enough money. I could probably be fine, but I like to help people win financially. But more importantly, I like to see people's life change for the better from the financial or from the health aspect that our products do. And our sprays do incredible things. I mean, I've been using the sprays for 7 years now since the day we launched. And honestly, I didn't have a cold in those 7 years. Those sprays helped me a bunch. Then I got into CBD when HempWorks launched. And that's what's so cool about our company is we don't know what's next. We didn't know HempWorks was going to be born in 2014. We started the company. CBD wasn't even on the map. But that's why I love it here. And that's why I know my kids are going to be able to build this business too long-term for themselves and my grandkids, because we're always innovating and always on what is the latest up and coming thing in MLM. And there's no other company in the world that's doing what we're doing. Most companies come out and say, hey, we're a weight loss company. Hey, we're a travel company. Hey, we're health and wellness, whatever it is. And then they're just kind of stuck in that groove. We're always able to pivot and go into what makes the most sense at the current time. So that's why I love our products, and that's why I'm so excited. I hope you guys can feel. I'm sure you can. You know, the testimony I have of these products is just second to none, and that's why I'm successful, because I believe what I have my hands on, and I hope all of you guys can, and a lot of you do, but I hope all of you can get that same testimony about what we got going on here. And once you do, there's nothing that can stop you. So anyways, I was back to my network marketing story. It's about products for me. I like seeing stuff work. So that first day I got a bunch of people signed up. Within 90 days, they put me on, actually Chris Bailey was on it too. He was in that company a little later. And so was Josh Swagel. It was the, what'd they call it, Chris? The advisory council. Is that what they called it? Yeah, the advisory council. They had to send me on that advisory council, and we were launching markets from Australia. I did Australia and the Philippines and Canada. And of course, Josh did some Africa stuff and Europe and Italy. And, you know, we were the top of the company. And the company, just like I was just explaining to you, you know, they launched and said, hey, this is who we are and this is what we sell. And fuel prices dropped back down to $2, and the product wasn't as effective as it was. But I remember standing on stages all over the world saying, we don't sell lotions, potions, and bulletproof pantyhose. We just save stuff that saves you money. And when we couldn't save people money anymore, I've spent 5 years of my life creating my own doomsday, not understanding how the industry worked. So that company had to pivot, but it was really hard for them to pivot because they were so down one lane that it was crazy. And they actually decided to go into skincare, which blew my mind. And I'm like, man, I have a whole organization. I have 30,000 people around the world that are truck drivers, mechanics, construction owners. And you want me to go sell them all skincare? And they say, yeah, if you don't like it, you can walk out the door you walked in. And Josh and I left and took off. Chris rolled out not shortly after that. We kind of went separate ways for a little bit, but Josh and I come over here and we was looking for a home in the network marketing industry. And we realized pretty quick that every company's got the same problem. They're pigeonholing themselves down one lane. Their comp plans aren't very good. They're a one-trick pony, and we could just see the same thing happening in the future. And Josh called me one night and he says, I'm done looking for new companies. I'm going to start one. I'm going to start one that's got high-tech systems, that has a open-ended brand and the highest paying compensation plan that the industry has ever seen. And if you have a bunch of experience in this industry, those three things is really all you need to hear, especially if you know Josh as well as I do, knowing that he's going to go in and blow this thing up and be in it to win it. So we launched the company. We did a little conference call. It was, I believe the first conference call was October 28th of 2014. Then we officially launched on November 6th and turned the lights on and rocked and rolled. And, it wasn't easy. I mean, I know a lot of you are sitting here going, man, maybe you haven't had the success you thought you should have. Maybe you've been here for a year and a half and you're still trying to rank up. Maybe you've been here for 3 weeks and you're feeling like it's not going good. But let me tell you this. It took us years, not weeks, not months, not a year, years from 2014 to 2017 and 18 to really get this thing ticking to where it would take off. And it was the biggest struggle of my life, but it was the biggest blessing of my life all at the same time. But one thing I didn't do, and Josh didn't do, and Jenna didn't do, is give up. The only way to fail in this industry is if you quit. I see so many people that they'll come into a company for a year and two things happen. Either they don't see success, so they blame the company and they quit, or they see success and they think they can now go do something bigger and better and they leave anyway. I've never seen either one of those two kinds of people really succeed in this industry. The third type of person is the type of person that plants their flag. I'm not even saying, maybe you're in a different network marketing company on this call. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. Whatever company you're in, you got to plant your flag. You have to say, nothing is moving me. You got to burn the boats behind you, go all in, and just go for it. And once you do that, once it all boils down to a decision that I made took me from making $2,000 a month to millions of dollars a year. So if you're not making what you think you should be making, you have to make the decision that you're going all in. And I hope somebody does that on this call today. At least one of you. Go all in, sell out. Get rid of the excuses, get rid of the blame game. I have affiliates call me all the time that say, man, if corporate would just do this, my business would blow up. And if corporate would just do that, my business would blow up. This business doesn't work because my upline's done this. Well, let me tell you something. This business has made this company has made a whole bunch of millionaires. So if we could do it, the 7-figure, why can't you? I dropped out of high school at 15 years old and live in a town of 204 people and spend most of my time on a horse or in a tractor, out of cell phone service. I promise you, if I can pull this off, you got what it takes. The people you see that are all edified on calls and at the events on stage, they are no different. And a lot of them are probably below where you're at when they started, but they made it there because they did what? They made that one decision. So if I give you any advice from my network marketing journey that you have to do is make a decision and stay put. Go all in and stay put. And so, yeah, my current network marketing career is here. It'll be here forever. One thing I can tell you is you're never going to see, as long as my daily choices lights are on, you're never going to see a Facebook post from Chris Robinson that says, hey, everybody, I'm going to start a new deal and I need you to come look at it. That's not going to happen. You can write, it's recorded. You can write it down. You can post it on. I don't care what you do. It's not going to happen because loyalty and commitment is what it takes to make money in network marketing. So that's my network marketing journey. And I also believe my network marketing journey is probably about halftime right now. I'm 13 or 14 years in it. I plan on being, this really is a 3 to 5 year gig. If you want it to be, I could roll out and just sit and collect checks the rest of my life. But I like it. I like helping people. I like traveling the world. I like seeing people win. I like seeing people get healthy. I like seeing people save money on travel and doing good in the crypto space or Forex or whatever it is they want to do. And that's what drives me. That's why I'm here. So anyways, Dale, that's my network marketing journey and a lot more.
You got it. That's your network marketing journey so far. Yes, I love that. A couple of things you said about our company and how smart Josh is and how he's a planner and he's trying to build a legacy for his family and looking down the road. Guys, you realize how lucky we are that we're with a company that's totally debt free. So when they add a new line, in being in business my whole life, I made my share of mistakes. And you know, the thing about making a mistake is you got to be able to acknowledge you made a mistake and figure out how you're going to fix it. Okay. And if the longer you wait, the more money you can lose. So when you're a company like My Daily Choice that is debt free and and are willing to add new companies and new products all the time, if they add a product or a company that's not working for them, they can spin on a dime and change it. They don't have to go to a banker who sits there and who doesn't know anything about their industry and hems and haws about what they can do because he might not want to give them another line of credit or whatever. We don't have to do that. Our company doesn't have to do that. We can spin on a dime, and I hope you guys realize how valuable that is. You know, we're not always going to pick the perfect product every time, but we're a company that can choose to make decisions on a line of products and stop using them, enhance them, change some of it. Whatever they need to do, they can do it, and they can do it quickly. And so we're always at the best possible place with whatever we're doing. I hope you guys catch that. A couple of things, Chris, that you said over the years that always stuck with me. You said today about succeeding by helping others succeed. And another thing you said in the past is don't be afraid of success. And I think the two kind of go together. It's amazing how many people get in this business and they take off and are doing really, really well. And then I see them kind of stumble, and it's almost like they're afraid of what's happening to them, that responsibility is scary to them. Can you address that a little bit?
Yeah, well, I think that problem happens for two reasons. One, the reason that you bring up, people for the first time in their life see success and they go, holy cow, I've never made this much money before. What do I do? And some people get scared and do the wrong things. And I actually think more people stumble because they get comfortable and do the wrong things.
Yeah.
A lot of people, you know, they've worked their whole lives and maybe they've made $4,000 or $5,000 a month at their job. And pretty soon they go to $7,000 or $8,000 a month in network marketing, which happens for a ton of people. And they've doubled and so they fire their boss and they change their habits. They changed everything they did to get where they're at. And they don't understand success is only rented. It is never owned. Never owned. You always have to be working on something bigger, something better. And by that something, I'm not talking about products I'm talking about you. And the reason people are scared of success comes down to one thing, and that's personal development. I know it sounds like people are like, I don't need to listen to some guy talk or read some book or what. Yeah, you do. You're not going to find a millionaire on this planet that says, no, you don't need to do that unless they inherited something from oil money or something. But any self-made person is going to tell you, you can't have more income than you've grown. Your income will never outgrow you. It's impossible. The universe won't allow it. So if you're not growing as a person, then you're not going to be able to grow your income or your team, or you're not going to be able to grow your influence to be able to help more people. And so, yeah, people do see success and stumble. And I addressed it a little bit ago, you know, some people see success and go, wow, if I can have success here, I can have more here, or I can do this better or that better. And it's not the case. It just isn't. Because, and I'm not saying My Daily Choice is perfect. We're better, but we're not. There's a lot of good companies in network marketing, and there's a lot of good people that don't succeed in a lot of different companies because of what Dale is talking about. They get comfortable, or they get scared and they don't know how to handle what's coming at them. But all you got to do is take a deep breath, read a book. You know, I don't like to read. I'll listen to audio. I'll pull it up on YouTube in the tractor and play it through the speakers or whatever I got to do. But there's a ton and most of it's free. I mean, you can go on YouTube and find so much personal development stuff and watch a video or play it or whatever. It's free. And those are the difference between people that almost make it and the people that make it is personal development. And the difference between people that never get started and people that make it is the same thing, personal development. And just because you get to, maybe your goal is $10,000 a month, just because you get to that point doesn't mean you can stop. So many people come up to me and say, Chris, man, I crushed 50K affiliate in my first 2 months and I've been stuck here for a year. What do I do? I say, what'd you do to get to 50K affiliate? Oh man, I was talking to 10 people a day and I was doing 5 calls a week with my team and I was doing all these things. I'm going, well, what did you do last week? Literally none of those things come back up. I'm going, well, wait a minute. If you did all these things in a 60-day period to get to 50K affiliate, why did you quit doing those things? If you'd have done them for 2 more months, you'd have been a 100K affiliate. You've done them for 6 months, you've been a 250K affiliate. So if you find something that works, and people try to overcomplicate this business so bad. This is the most simplest business in the world. All you have to do is talk to people. And I know some of you that might scare you. And by talking to people, I'm not saying go knock on their door and like an insurance salesman and talk to them. You can talk to them via social media, a post, via however you want to do it. I prefer talking to people and calling them or face to face, but those days, it still works, but there's so many other tools. But honestly, I'm not that good on social media or any of that kind of stuff. I'm good at talking to people and really addressing them. And when you're talking to people, one word of advice I will give you is remember that God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Do more listening than talking, and you'll be shocked at how well your conversations go. And people out there are struggling right now. They're struggling health-wise. There's a ton of depression going on from everybody being locked down. There's a ton of financial stress from people not being able to work full-time or not being comfortable going to work, whatever the case may be. There's no better time in the world than right now to be in the home-based business industry. There just isn't. And actually, the corporate world figured it out when this pandemic hit because they sent everybody home to work from home. And they realized that people are more productive there. Go figure. We've been doing it for years. Everybody thought we was nuts for working in our pajamas and with a hat on. I mean, if I stood up right now, you'd see I'm wearing my big old shorts and I'm just sitting here hanging out. But I got, it's just cool to be able to do that. And I just freaking love it. So don't get stuck in a rut at any point, whether it's 5K, 10K. I've seen super affiliates go and say, man, I finally made it. I've made all this money and I'm just going to chill. And their teams dissipate because what you got to understand is if your team's not winning, you're not going to win for very long. So don't get comfortable just because you've arrived at your first goal. Goals are meant to be broken just like a rule. Once you break that goal, go to a next, set a next, set a next, and just keep climbing. So don't get stuck in those ruts and you'll avoid what Dale was talking about of the collapse.
Exactly, Chris. I heard somebody at the mastermind in May, I think they said it really well. They talked about don't slide from growth mode into management mode. Management mode is the death mode. And I think everybody, I know I've done it. I know
we all have,
where you get to that point and you go, all right, I reached my goal for the month. I'm just going to sit back and kind of strategize how my team is going to go from here. Your team's watching you. If you sit back and strategize, guess what they're doing? They're sitting back and strategizing too. It's all about.
I still do it 3 or 4 times a year. I mean, it's human nature. It's common. The difference is you got to figure out that's what's going on and fix it.
Yeah, I almost got to have an alarm go off in your head. Goes, oh, you slid into that mode. Get out of there. Get out.
Yeah.
Chris, you've traveled. You've traveled over a lot of Africa. I believe you've been to Ghana. You've been to South Africa. You've been to Kenya, to name just 3. And when I travel, and I do a lot of travel myself, when I travel, it seems like wherever I go, they always tell me, whatever country I go, there's some guy that always walks up to me and says, yeah, that's all well and good, but it won't work in our country. And I can't help it. I always start laughing because I look at them, I've heard that in, dozens of countries and it's never right. So from a standpoint of around the world, what is there one thing you see in common as far as the biggest challenge or the biggest obstacle that people have to overcome to get to build?
Yeah, I'll be blunt with everybody. No matter where I've been in the world, I've ran into humans, and what you're going to realize is humans are all the same. And the biggest reason people say that, in my opinion, is because they've been programmed to fail. And I don't care if you're in America, if you're in Nigeria, if you're in Ukraine, you've been taught from the time you were old enough to listen, to go to school, get a job, work for 40 or 50 years, retire on whatever you have to retire on when you can't even have fun anymore because you're so old. And they've programmed the masses, and I mean not just the masses, every single person has been programmed with an employee mentality. Look, all I got to do is get up. If I'm at work at 8, I do my job. I go home at 5, I'm going to get a paycheck. And that is so dangerous. That's why you guys have heard the thing, the top 1%. The top 1% makes all the money. The top 1% this, the top 1% that. You know the difference between the top 1% and the 99% that's underneath the top 1%? The top 1% said, no, this isn't right. There's more to it than working for somebody my whole life. And I'm going to go do something about it. And they did it. It's the only difference. I mean, yeah, there's the rare case that they was born into money or they was born into this. I can tell you this right now. Josh wasn't born into money. Josh wasn't born into, I wasn't born into, it's all earned. And we didn't do it alone. We did it with the masses by educating people that there's so much more to life than getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning, fighting traffic for an hour, punching at 8, getting a check, and going home. Because the funny thing about jobs, and I'm guilty too. I have 20 something employees. Depends on the day. Now you can't keep them at work anymore. So I usually run between 20 and 30 guys and gals, but your job is going to pay you just enough that you'll come back tomorrow, but they never want to pay you enough that you can afford to leave. Think about that. Am I wrong? Yeah, there's instances, big CEOs and different things go make a bunch of money, but the 99% just haven't figured out how to get out from that rut that we're programmed from the time we're born. And I see Joshua, he's sitting over there in Africa. You were raised that way. Adrian's over in South Africa. He was raised, it don't matter where you're at. That's what we're told from the time we're born. And that's what the biggest problem, that's why there's a financial crisis all around the world, is because that's what we're told. So we're not really looking for opportunity. And when we do find opportunity, we don't know what to do about it. Could you imagine if they taught us in school how to go find an opportunity and how to start a business and how to manage money and how to leverage people to create wealth? If we were taught that at school, you wouldn't have to go to school for 15 years. You could do it in 2. You go to school when you're 15 years old, graduate at 17 and just go crush it. But you also have to have the proper mindset that it's going to take a little time. And that's where they get us, right? Because they teach us to trade time for money. You know, if you make $5,000 a month, you have to work this many hours for it. It's easy to budget. It's easy to figure out. You go trade your time for money and it's done. But the problem with trading time for money is that's linear. That's called linear income. You go to work, you get a check, you go to work, you get a check. We're different in the home-based business. And most, I shouldn't say all, 99.999% of real successful people do not trade their time for money. They've learned that we have linear income, but our bills are residual, meaning your rent's coming out on the same day of each month. Your car insurance, your car payment, etc. That's all. Our bills are all residual. Yet we're trying to pay for them with linear income. Now, when you want to get wealthy, the day you're really wealthy is when your residual income, which is what My Daily Choice offers, when your residual income is $1 more than your monthly residual bills, you're wealthy. That means your bills are going to get paid whether you go to work or not. That's a pretty good feeling. I hope everybody on this call experiences it one day because you can do it here. And so to answer your question, Dale, I think a lot of it's the way that society has taught us that life's supposed to be, and it just happens to be wrong. And that's why people get stuck and think that it won't work wherever they at or wherever, because that's They've never been taught or shown that it does work and it works way better. So that's our job. That's not only educate people what maybe CBD or spray line or mantra or any of our products can do to help people. That's what we talk to customers about. What we talk to affiliates and business partners about is creating wealth. So there's two aspects to this you got to get good at if you want to be real successful. One, get educated on our products and how to share them with people. Two, letting people know why we're different and what we can do to help them achieve their aspirations that they've been dreaming of since they're a little kid that they've never been able to figure out. And we can help them figure it out because I've seen it happen so many times. So that's my answer to that question, Dale.
Well, it's funny. I hear people, when people start talking about knocking network marketing. Oops, sorry. When they start knocking network marketing, what they always say is one of the things they always say is, yeah, the guy at the top's the one that makes the money. Well, they don't understand that network marketing, for somebody like a Chris Robinson to make the kind of money he's making, there are, thousands of people that are making, $100 a month, $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, or you couldn't make your income because you're helping. The only way you succeed is to help other people succeed. And I think that's the greatest part about this business.
Well, and the whole thing is just become the guy at the top. You know how many people was in my downline when I joined My Daily Choice? 0. I had to do the things like pick up the phone, share products with people, text people, make posts on Facebook, follow up. I still had to talk to people. I didn't just sign up and become rich. I had to go through the motions that a lot of people aren't willing to go through. So, I mean, I had the day when I joined My Daily Choice, I had just as many people in my downline as you did when you started My Daily Choice.
Absolutely.
So become the guy at the top, and the top isn't necessarily the CEO at Josh Wegel's position. The top, and when people say that, I get a kick out. It's like the guy at the top's the one that makes all the money. Oh, really? Then how come there's 500 people in every company making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year? There can't be 500 people that they made their own top. This is your business. You can make your own top or you can make your own bottom, but you got to get out of your bottom and make the top. And so it is kind of true. The guy at the top makes all the money, but there's a lot of tops that can be achieved in every single company. You just got to be one of those people that go do it.
Exactly. We're getting close to our end. I've got to close this off fairly shortly, but I was wondering if you had any closing remarks.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool things that this company's we're always doing cool things. I say that on every call, but as I'm actually sitting here, I'm watching my computer screen and Josh is writing in, and I can't say what it's saying, but in the inner circle chat, all these new things that you're all about to find out about. And so I'm even getting more excited sitting here looking at my computer as it's going on. And just know that this company is ran with integrity from the top down. Josh and Jenna are regular people. I mean, a lot of people like, man, and I kind of, it gets lost sometimes at just how normal Josh, Jenna, Chris Bailey, Dale Franklin, all the leadership, Phil Reynolds, Adrian Peter in our team and our company. I know them all. They're just normal people. And if normal people can do it, I would hope you consider yourself somewhat normal. You can go do this. But it goes down, it boils all the way back to what I talked about before. It's a decision. And if you're not succeeding, I'm going to be real honest with you right now. If you're not succeeding in this company, I want you to write this down because I'm going to tell you why you're not succeeding. It's not that corporate should have something different in this market or that market. It's not that my upline sucks and I should do something. If you got a bad upline, become the upline you want them to be and you're going to become rich. I promise you that. It's not, there's all these excuses. You probably have a list of excuses that you go through every day of why you're not calling more people or why this or why that. The only reason you're not where you want to be with My Daily Choice is in the mirror. You haven't made that decision. You haven't done enough personal development to help you make that decision. You have, whatever the case may be, the only one that controls whether you win or lose, not just in network marketing, but in life, is you. It's you. And I know that might suck, and you might go, wow, that's a hard one to overcome. You can do it. But you have to get out of your own way and realize that maybe, see, you have to become coachable. If you're not coachable, you're not going to make it in this industry, because you have to learn the tips and the tricks and the different things that, like, whether it's following up with people, whether it's how the back office works, like what Dale was talking about earlier, whatever it is, you have to be willing to humble yourself enough to say, hey, how does this work? Dale just threw out all of his contact information on this call. Floors me every time he does it, because his phone should already be blowing up, because that guy knows everything how this back office works. He knows how the business works. He's been doing it a long time, been successful, and outside of network marketing is an extremely successful guy. So success leaves clues. And that's what's so cool about network marketing. You can't go into, I'll just throw a company out there, Google, for example, and say, I want all the top earners in this whole company to get on a Zoom call with me and tell me everything I need to know to be as successful as they are. They're not going to give you the time of day. Network marketing, that's all we do. That's what we want to do. That's why this industry is so different. Because the only way we succeed is if you do. Those big wigs at Google, you're just a number, wherever it is you're working at. You're just another number. And I don't care if you worked for a company for 15 years or 15 days. If something happens to you, God forbid, or you quit, they're going to have you replaced within 72 hours. It's just the facts. My dad was one of the best truck drivers in the world for years and years and years. The company he drove for, yeah, they actually loved my dad. I mean, they took care of my dad. He worked his guts out for the company his whole life, was loyal to him. And 4 days after my dad died, they called me and asked if I could clean his truck out because the new driver needed to take it. And he had some personal belongings left in it. And that's just the way it is. That truck can't sit. He's got a payment on it. It can't bury with dad, whatever. You're just replaced. Go build something you can't be replaced from, and you're going to get wealthy. And that's what my daily choice is.
Absolutely.
So make the decision.
Thank you, Chris. You every time you come on, you fire me up. I'm ready to spend the afternoon just working the heck out of this thing again. So thanks for coming on. I want to thank everybody who came on today. I hope you got value out of what you heard. I know you should have, because you got some great tidbits. I hope you remember the tool I gave you with the translations. I mean, use that, guys. Just go to dalefranklin.net and use that. Again, we spent a substantial amount of money to make that. We're going to be spending more money to enhance it. And I really believe that's going to give you one step up on everybody else. So please use it, and feel free to use it as often as you want. So having said all that, thanks again, Chris, for doing a fantastic job. Thanks for all of you coming on. Have a great week. We'll see you next week, same time. So go out there and just grow, grow, grow. We're ending the meeting as of right now. Take care.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.